We already did, oh, here we are, perfect square trinomials. All right, again, is there a GCF for this first group? Thanks, Ed.
My bad.
Is there a GCF for this first example? No. At the first two there is, but then we get to here and there isn't, right? All right, so it's got three terms, so we can drop down to that number 4. It could be one of those trinomial squares or perfect square trinomials. Are these two terms both positive perfect squares? Yes, they are. So I do a thing I call the 1, 2, 3 test just to check to see if it is one of those. And again, if you don't recognize that it's one of these and do it as a normal trinomial, it'll still work. You can still get it. All right. But if you recognize it's one of these, it's a little quicker. All right. So on the 1, 2, 3 test, I take the square root of the first term, which is 4m, for my number 1 of my test. For number 2 of my test, I take the square root of the last term, the third term, which would be 5n. And then number 3 of my test, I just multiply those together. What's 4 times 5? 20. If this answer is half the middle, which it is, it's one of those special trinomials. Okay? So I took the square root of the first term, took the square root of the third term, then I multiply those two answers together. And if that answer was half the middle term, the b value, then it's one of these special ones. And then if you recognize that it's one of these, you can factor it like this. You're just going to make one set of parentheses, and you end up squaring it. And then what you got for number 1 goes in the front of your parenthesis. And what you got for number 2 goes in the back. And then whatever the B sign is, goes in between them. So that would be factored now. Okay? But, like I said, if you don't recognize it's one of those and do it like a regular trinomial, like we've been doing, it'll still come out. You'll just have a 4m minus 5n times a 4m minus 5n. You'll see that twice. Okay? Regular trinomial, we would have multiplied 16 times 25, right? You got 400. What are the factors of 400 that add up to 40? 20 and 20, right? So you would rewrite it as 16m squared minus 20mn minus 20mn plus 25n squared, and do our grouping stuff like we've been doing, and you'll get that answer. But this way, if you recognize this quicker. Okay? Questions on any part of that?
I don't remember what you said. You said if the answer is half of the second term, then what?
Yeah, if this answer 3 is half of that middle term, then it is one of these special ones. Okay. And then you can factor it like this. Just one set of parentheses squared.
Okay.
Anything else? All right, so this one. Is there a GCF?
No.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? Remember, we always do that first. Somebody said it? 3, right? So we pull the 3 out, and then we have 3 terms. Oops, it's not 12 though. What's 12 divided by 3? 4, right? Sorry about that. So we got 4x squared. What's 36x divided by 3? 12x. And what's 27 divided by 3? 9. Now, when you look in here, are the first and the third term positive perfect squares? They are. So I'm going to do my 1, 2, 3 test real quick. What's the square root of the first one? 2x. What's the square root of the third one? 3. What do you get when you multiply those? Is that half the middle? Yeah. So the 3 is still part of my answer. And then I only need one set of parentheses that I'm going to square. Yeah, 2x and the 3 go in. The 1 and the 2 answers. And then it's addition now in front of the b, so it's plus. Okay? That making sense? Any questions? Simple, right? You can do it. Another W last night, huh? Soccer? What score?
3-2.
3-2. All right. Next type. Sum or difference of cubes. Number 3 on our steps or process for factoring. Again, always look for a GCF. Is there one? No. So it's got 2 terms, and they're both perfect cubes. Any variable to a multiple of 3 power. So to the 3rd power, 6, 9, 12 power, those are perfect cubes. And numbers like 1 cubed 1, so 1's a perfect cube. 2 cubed is 8, so 8's a perfect cube. 3 cubed is 27. And if you're not sure, your calculator has a square root button, or a cube root button, sorry. You guys remember where it is, anybody? It's not. You go to math, it's right here. Number 4 is cube root, okay? So if you get a number that you're trying to check, go to math 4, and then let's say 125 is in your problem. All right, and you hit enter, is that a perfect cube? Yeah, when you get a whole number, right? If you get any decimal, then it's not a perfect cube, okay? So we do have a cube. Both of these are perfect cubes, and this can be addition or subtraction. It doesn't matter. Remember, for difference of squares, it has to be subtraction, right? But for cubes, it can be addition or subtraction. Now, when you do one of these, you have 2 sets of parentheses, okay? One set will hold 2 terms, a binomial, and the other set will hold 3 terms, a trinomial, okay? And to find the binomial, you just take the cube root of both of those. So what's the cube root of 8a cubed? 2a. What's the cube root of b cubed? B. You guys with us on that? Whatever the original sign is between the 2 terms stays the same for this binomial. Okay? So just taking cube roots and same operation. Addition, phase addition. Down here when we do this one, it'll be subtraction for our binomial. Now, to do your trinomial, okay, you take the first term and square it. So what's 2a squared? 4a squared. Okay? To get the middle term, you just multiply those 2. What's 2a times b? 2ab. Now, pay attention. This is where kids mess up. Since this was a sum of cubes, okay, when I write my trinomial, the b sign is always opposite that. So in this problem, it's going to be minus 2ab. So this sign for b is always opposite the sign for your binomial. Okay? The third term, no matter what the signs are, is always addition. So that third term is always addition when we do these. And then to get that third term, we take this second term and square it. So what's b times b? B squared. So my answer is 2a plus b times 4a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. They always work out that way. Okay. So Joey, what's my binomial for this one? Okay, so where would I go to figure that out if that's a cube?
This is 3.
Yeah, it's 3. All right, so we go to math, number 4, 27, enter. Just to make sure. All right? So this is a 3. What's the other one?
1.
Yeah. Is it minus or plus between them?
9.
Good. Questions so far? Okay, Larissa. What's the first term of my trinomial? 9. Good. You take the first term and square it. Amber, what's the middle term? Good. Addition, because we had subtraction, and then you just go 3 times y. You multiply those. Ashley, what's the third term? Good. Is it plus or minus? Plus. Always plus. You guys are so smart. Look good, feel good? Oh my goodness. Grace, come on, help me out here. Garrett, you didn't help me out there. We got to try that again. Carly, you're supposed to say you are good.
I'm good.
Gary, after I say that, you got to say you are. Look good, feel good? You are good. Hunter, come on, man. All right, you guys are good. Right? You're either the hammer or the nail. You don't want to be the nail, you want to be the hammer, right? You either get the bear or the bear gets you, right? Don't let the bear get you. I'm the bear. Right? Don't let me get you. All right. All right. We good on these? What do we call these again? Sum or difference of cubes, right? Autumn? Yeah. All right. So those are sum or difference of cubes. Question. Making sense? Simple, right? This factoring stuff's easy, right? All right. Grouping. 4 more terms. All right. Again, we always look for a GCF to start. Avery, is there a GCF in this first example? You sure? Well, we didn't group them yet, though. Just all 4 of them. Okay, good. Just checking to make sure you were sure. All right. So we group them. First 2, last 2. That's how I always group. Now, every now and then you might have to group differently, but that's the normal way of grouping. All right. If that third term, like this, has a minus in front, put it inside the group. Put a little plus sign between your 2 groups now. If it was addition plus 4y, you could just start your parentheses right after the plus sign and before the 4. All right. So now we start over for GCFs. So Mason, what's the GCF of the first group? 3. Anything else?
3y.
Anything else? 2 of them, right? They both have 2 y's in them, right? So a y squared. So what's left, Michael? Yeah, that's over here. What's in the front of it?
2y.
Thank you. Good. All right. Now, this is important. Again, if there is a minus or negative sign in front of the third term, pull it out as part of the GCF, even though they're not both negative. All right? So what else can I pull out of there, Drake?
7. What?
The 7 go into 4.
I was looking at 14.
I know.
So,
2, yeah. Good. All right, so what's left in there, Trevor? Good.
Good job, Trev.
All right. So is this working out like it's supposed to?
Yeah.
Yeah. We want these two binomials after we take out the GCF to be the same, which they are. Okay. So, Garrett, what's my answer?
Can I phone a friend?
No.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
No, I do not. It's a tough one.
I got it. This is the first one.
What's underlined?
2y minus 7.
Right, that's one of my factors.
Yeah, oh, and then 3y squared minus 2.
Thank you.
Big ball.
Then 3y squared minus 2, those two GCFs we pulled out make up my other binomial. Okay? Again, you can check these. How would I check this, see if I'm right? Foil it, right? And if I foil that, I'll get what I started with. Okay? All right. What about this one? Any ideas? Well, how do we always start? GCF, right? Is there a GCF?
No.
No. Okay. So then what? Group them?
2 last.
First two, last two? Okay. Let's see what happens. Didn't have a minus sign there, so I don't have to worry about adding a plus sign. So now what? Pull out an A, huh? What's left? You have to pull out a 1. Okay, good. But do we have the same thing? Oops, I need a 5, don't I? So it would just be what I got there, right? Okay, well, maybe we can group differently. We haven't done this yet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, why didn't that work?
Oh, they click it now.
There we go.
Middle left.
Any other ideas? We can't do first two, last two. Can we change the order maybe? And would that help? Does that help? I mean, if I put these two together, I got a 5b common, right? But then I have 2a plus 5b. But, and I put these together, that's a difference of squares. That's still not helping me, is it? Okay? So, sometimes you have to put 3 together. What's that look like? A trinomial. Any special trinomial? Is it one of those special ones? Are the first and third term both positive perfect squares? So I should use my 1, 2, 3 test to check. Square root of a squared? A. Square root of 25b squared?
B.
What do I do for 3? Oh, why did I put b? Multiply them together, thank you.
580.
Is it special one?
Yes, sir.
Why? That's half of the middle one, right? So it is. So, what does it factor to? What did I do then once I figured out it that is one of those? Right, a plus 5b, right? Number 1 plus that squared. What's that?
Your answer is
No, not done.
Nope, you gotta factor it.
What can I, how can I factor it further?
Well, take out the square root.
What'd you say, Michael? Well, they're both perfect squares, and what's between them? A negative, so it's a difference of squares, right? And then, Michael, you said we're gonna do what? Or, well, how do we, what do we do to cancel? Yeah, we're gonna do this, aren't we? Welcome back. So what's the square root of a plus 5b squared? A plus 5b, right? No, you can't. What's the square root of c squared? C. Then what? Right. Minus and plus. So that was a tricky one. Alright, so most of the time grouping, we're just going to do first two, last two. But that didn't work out. So if that doesn't work out, you're going to try to put 3 of them together and factor it and see what happens. Okay, so this did work out as one of those special trinomials we talked about today. And then it ends up being a difference of squares. Michael? When we do a difference of squares, remember, like an easy one would be like x squared minus 4.
Yeah, but
All right.
we took out the square.
Right, so we did square root of x squared, square root of 4, and then we always did plus and minus, right?
Yeah.
Or minus and plus. So that's what we're doing. It's just that when we took the square root of this, the answer was this. And then the square root of c is here, and then there's our minus and there's our plus.
Yeah, like I understand the squaring, but if we take out, if you like take the square root of c squared, don't you take out the squared?
You get c times c, right?
Gotcha.
Right? The square root of something squared is itself, so that's the c times c part. All right, so that was a tough one. Any questions? Other questions? Okay, so on Canvas is these oh, wait a minute, I got one more. I forgot I had this one. So, is there a GCF?
No.
No. Is it a difference of squares?
No.
No. Is it a sum or difference of cubes? Is it a special trinomial? So it's a regular trinomial. It's an easy one, right? Because A is what?
No.
A is 1, right? So, what am I going to put in front of both since it's x to the 6th? X to the 3rd. All right, so I'm looking for factors of what? -8 that add up to +7, which are, right, and I'm all done, right? No. Why not? It's one of those cubes. Is it one of those cubes or is it 2 of those cubes?
Just one.
2 of them, isn't it? Isn't 8 a perfect cube? Isn't 1 a perfect cube? Yeah. So, For this one, what goes in the front, Dylan? Dylan?
Well, no. Which one?
That one. X what? Thank you. Cube root of both of those, right? Oh, there's, forgot that. My bad. Put on Douglas. Double D. There. What goes in the front of this?
X plus 2?
What goes right there? Remember, we're gonna have three terms here. What's the first term? Look at our examples.
Oh, I have them all written down.
Hold on.
I'm at a loss. I'm sorry. I'm trying to
Okay.
figure it out.
Carly, look what we did with this. What did we do with that term to get that one? Squared it, right? Not square rooted, but squared. So what's this squared? X squared. Right. This left. What goes in the middle? 2x. You multiply those. Plus or minus 2x. And this and this are always opposite of each other. Avery, what goes at the end? Yeah. Plus or minus. Always plus, right? All right, what about this one? Owen, what goes in the front there? Those two terms. What we did here is we took the cube root of both of those to get these two. So what's the cube root of that? Cube root of x cubed. Yeah, just x. What's cube root of 1? Just 1, yeah. Is it minus or plus?
Plus.
Those stay the same. Whatever the original was and the binomial are the same. Okay? Autumn, what goes here for my trinomial, the first term? Good. Eddie, what goes in the middle?
Okay.
1 x plus or minus?
Minus. Or no, plus.
Right, they're always opposite. Good. Haley Butcher, what goes here?
+1.
Plus 1. Good. It's always plus, and it's this one squared. Okay? So this was a regular trinomial that we had to go further because we had sum or difference of cubes, what we just talked about today. Okay? So, homework tonight is on Canvas, the picture of it from the book, but those are the numbers you're supposed to do. 48 to 88 by 4s. So 48 plus 4, 52, plus 4, 56, plus 4, 60.
Keep going.
64, 68, 72, 76, 80, 84, 88. Thanks.
This is Slater now. I use it.
You got to explain that. Are you coming?
6 maybe?
think the gate, nothing that for like,
Good.
tomorrow.
Still,
I gotta leave my house like 1:30. I got my ideas like 5. Once we won last night, Seinfeld and us had our party.
September 18th.
it's just good stuff.
Oh, wait, no, yeah.
Thanks, baby. Dude, JR.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I really want to see. There was 4 of us and then there was JR. We were all alone. He started shooting at his feet and then we decided that.
I was walking my dog before, like Saturday.
It would be like, I
And
didn't
some
feel.
man
It'd be like falling.
rotting out. So
He didn't know we were shooting. Like he thought he was getting hit from somewhere else.
You don't want
Well,
don't want
He
to
had paintballs. He was like, you guys have any paintballs? I promise I will
Yo,
shoot.
yeah,
So he gave me some paintballs, like a little bit, just a little bit.
Hey, I can get it.
He started shooting all the way above, like, trying to trap in his back. He didn't see us, he didn't
and he started going like this, and my dog was backing up.
You're fine out there.
Yeah.
That's really.
I'm really stressed out about it. I think
Maybe we just need to cut sugar out all the way.
Hey, Mr. Ryan, can you restroom? Jody, is it really that high? Huh?
Anybody talk to Naomi?
Oh, yeah. She broke her mouth.
Really? She broke her rib?
That's what she said. I don't know.
How you go about doing that?
You know, I'm not gonna tell you.
What did you say?
Not working out today.
You guys think
I just really, I'm gonna go home and do my mouth.
You No, I know. That's why I thought. Someone told me it's not. It's for me. It's so bad. Yeah, because I saw people were like, I will come back and go, it's not. Well, not, you know, no, I know. That's why I thought.
What are you doing, Glenn?
It's why they do it.
It's weird.
No.
Yeah, but,
Boys, I saw the kid. Like, someone said, "Yeah, fake nail out."
I didn't do it.
Well, yeah, it's
You're
like
bad.
nails in your foot.
It is.
Not that.
Watch where I fully professional card for
Please, I would do it.
See, I told you.
And I can't.
No, not like literally, no.
Oh, yeah.
That's like,
Yeah, but it just feels so good. I mean, we did it all the time.
So bad.
It feels like a part of it.
That's when I.
Oh, I was about to say, actually.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Honda F1.
I never even thought about it. It was like, you started with something, yeah.
Mr. Madigan.
Yeah,
Bays or Usher?
yeah. Gavin back, yeah.
Yeah.
Go deal with this brown again.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go.
How you
I get out
expand
of
over
four
here?
here.
Chairs.
So I'm gonna go out and I'll come back.
Chairs are good.
Yeah.
I'm not a small dude.
You still do, you do.
Hang out there. It's 100 wide.
Yes.
So that would be 1 plus y 4.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I was hanging up there.
Yeah, just divide the 12 by 3 when you take the cube root.
I just.
Love how you
We're getting the keto.
An LED flashlight, right? Goes in. Completely. Electromagnet. The strongest electromagnets in the world.
Going off and all of us are like in a year, but like, oh my god, it's so bad.
Debatable.
They're just so brutal.
Actually, like 40
Wait, what's that other green brand? It's like
Riley.
Yep. That's what I'd be rocking. Riley. Best believe.
Yeah.
Look at the one next to it.
Crispy chicken sandwich.
I saw that. You have
I'm really Chick-fil-A. It's working.
I want to slide, but
All I know is it's really.
they tried well. But then there's.
Yeah, you can customize it.
Oh my god. Literally went off at the end of class. And they're like, this for all. They're like, you know what, you get your pound. I was like, they're required. Oh, I was driving to my phone and it's not this weekend. And I go, no, you feel like I have to wash my towel. Like, and I was and I feel like my hair. I have to hear everything. That's what I say. I'm like, nothing is elevated and ever. You think you reach that much time to get like, do you have a lot of
Grace, grab mine. Tuna.
I would still be wanted, but like, you know, I want that more.
Oh, so bad.
I get that one, that one, absolute excuse. I guess that's a good reason. See ya. See ya.
Oh my gosh. I think he's not like in the doctor. Yeah. Brad?
What's up?
How's your morning going?
Well, you're Sophia what? White. You're new?
No, just kidding.
Oh, just getting Avery. Well, hi Sophia White.
Nice to meet you.
You too? Mason?
I did it today. I got it done.
Yeah. So we need to get notes for you to write on,
Yeah.
right? Okay, well today there's really no notes.
Okay.
Just have a blank sheet of paper
Okay.
and we'll go over homework stuff so you can write it down.
I'm back.
Good.
Do I have to take
Welcome
that test
back.
today?
When are you ready or no?
No.
Tomorrow?
Like one day, yeah.
Do you have a free period?
8th period, yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll do it 8 tomorrow. So, well, you could do it tomorrow. We'll see.
Class?
You should be able to. Why did you today? Want to? No.
No, you would actually. Yeah, we wouldn't do
He's back. Go Ted.
Why are you emergency black?
Go Ted.
That's so funny.
Hey, Ted, you do you.
I'm going there too.
Hey, you do you.
Stop talking.
It's a big one.
It's like
Realistic.
I did not believe that I did the whole, it wasn't real. But I did it a lot. But after the first two with my mom, I didn't see it. Slight difference in the handwriting.
It's just like.
Shut up. Oh yeah, just did a good job. Yeah.
You probably did it right on.
Where
I did not do it. I did like I couldn't read one. I couldn't read any of this on my computer. I can barely see the question. I was supposed to put it down. So I wrote it.
I was so.
Well, I know what it's about.
And then I know because I was so excited. I knew. I was going like this. Like,
Okay.
No, like the these.
So.
I know, this is
That's
what
what
Did you do that?
Oh,
wait. Is that? Read any of these questions. So I just saw upward and down. I did.
You'd never see it like that.
There was
Wait, we're
Yeah, no, I
It
didn't
has
know
that
that.
every.
I did. Yeah, that's what I did because there's pictures.
Oh, are you?
That's what I did.
I listened
I didn't even ask him, I was like,
So
no, that's actually, I don't know. Oh my God, who is so annoying?
Hi. Good morning.
Oh, no.
That's just I shut in my car.
Is that bad?
That was bad.
Because I dropped it.
Work on that problem while I come around and check your homework. I do have, didn't make any copies yet, but I do have, like I said, a retake. If you're interested, let me know. Talk to me about it for last Friday's quiz. We got everybody here today, don't we?
I love
Did you not know?
I didn't know, I didn't know we didn't have school on Friday until yesterday, and I just found out we got to
There's a lot of us that are happy.
I was thinking.
Hey, no offense, I was trying.
Nick, did you get those unexcused absences fixed?
Everyone just separates from me.
They do?
Hey. Broke really separated his whole body. Just out of fear.
Oh, okay.
Never mind, it's fine.
We lost so many scenes.
All right, I guess.
I didn't know it was later.
I didn't know
Well, I think if you haven't hit puberty yet.
Pretty up.
Okay, sorry. I think that
I'll pop fluctuation. Literally.
because it's like that everybody's together. They're all together.
Everything on the scene.
Yeah, I don't know what they
Everything's going to
So, yeah. What are we gonna do about that?
It's okay to take a drink.
I never had to use it. What?
This doesn't make any sense.
Hey, let's, quiet down a little bit, please. I know you're all talking about that problem that you're working on, but, talk quietly, please.
And our max.
If you don't do it, you can show me the next day, I'll give you some, like a 3 out of 5. If you, and I think you're supposed to come to the max and then value.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You need him to run off. Stop, you gotta remind me of that, okay? Today, there's really no notes, we're just gonna go over the homework and get another practice worksheet on this stuff. So I can run off yesterday's if you want. Does that help, will that help?
I didn't put a negative.
I did it out, it's sure ain't what you wanted.
Pull that up.
I'll just add to this, my boy.
This. You know how to do it? Yeah. That's the main thing. It's not a homework. It's weird the way you're. But it wasn't the worst though. I passed. Yeah. Did you watch it? Yeah, Candace. Oh. I know. Yeah, just click on the home page. Open it up. Hello. You have any other?
Okay,
I just remembered it when I looked at the slides and saw why wood color is on part 1. Yeah, you set the memory?
Oh, Mark over there. That's so.
Oh, I think it's good. Click on the link. Like,
Dude, I watched the videos, it was so great, that's cheese.
Yeah, we haven't really used the book. You go. There should be a thing. Oh, no, it says it's going on the note.
And it's disgusting.
If you go to the slides, it's on one. It's like in the middle.
Yes, he did. He said you
It'll say, and they want.
He would do that.
progress. He wanted to see his progress.
I'll just tell you what it is now.
We're talking about CBCIA stuff.
Hey, we're getting, Again,
So it's a lot better than yesterday.
it still is kind of.
Yeah, I could only read pointing downward, and I couldn't pick up any of this or this. And then this one is kind of easy, but I couldn't help. I feel joking. I tried to see if I could download it and didn't work. So I tried.
Does anybody else having issues seeing that picture stuff on your canvas, on your laptop? The assignments, on the slide.
Did you not know that?
Alright.
Sorry. Everyone already knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Lily and Adeline.
Good for
I mean, that's why there's a point that I'm not even Yeah.
Again, I don't mind talking, just keep it down.
Right.
Dude, I want to. Berkey, where you
For the dark red, but now. No, I'm right now. But my friend, he has all like red, like a dark red shirt, and he had his silver cross over it instead of a tie. Did I? I don't have it. I did.
Like you can like the way that she like dresses.
I didn't feel it now, and I feel like you know what? Everybody here.
Emily and Abby are basically.
Yeah, they're not.
This.
Which one?
Like just like.
I'm bringing Hunter back. I'm walking.
One person and then they were.
Bye. I know this one. I know how I can hold my mic.
I was actually going to come. I was going to do that. My mom's going to do my mom's not. My friend, he's like 25 years old, he's drunk every night. That's not he went to Country Fest, he wore his red, white, blue overalls. That was just for Christmas.
All right. What do we do first here?
I worked with Fragile and we didn't best right now.
So how do we know if it opens up or down?